Good evening. Thank you for joining us as we celebrate the oil and gas industry by presenting the Ohio Oilfield Patriot Award. We at Producer Service Corporation are proud to have been the sponsors of this prestigious award since the first presentation in 2006. It is very difficult to choose just one person for this award, but this recipient has made great efforts to protect, promote, and advance the common interests of those engaged in all aspects of our industry. Their service and actions continue to make the Ohio Oil Patch the best in the country. This evening, the award will be given to an individual who has been an advocate for the Ohio oil and gas industry. Their work ethic, honesty, and integrity have led to better exploration, development, and production of the natural resources found in our great state. The vision and leadership they have demonstrated will be recognized tonight. Congratulations to this year's recipient of the Ohio Oilfield Patriot Award for their distinguished service.
Well, both Frank and Doug Gonzalez bring a wealth of experience to Gonzoil.
I love the name of that company, Gonzalez. That's terrific.
My hat is off to whoever made the decision to give these two brothers the award. What an excellent idea, because they are a perfect team.
Frank, having an accounting background and a business experience, and Doug, his experience in geology.
And the fact that they're brothers and being able to work together is just an awesome experience.
They formed up a company together as brothers, as families, and became authentic, independent oil and gas producers. And what differentiates them is that they sign the front of checks. When they stare down a hole, it's their money that's at risk.
And I think they've developed relationships within the industry over the past 30+ years that have been really positive.
I've known Doug and Frank Gonzalez for nearly 3 decades and have admired their approach to business and the way they've treated and dealt with others in the industry.
I think that the brothers run their business affairs in a very simple, straightforward, cost-effective, low frills way.
Look at what they have done over the years, plugging idle and orphan wells. I can tell you as an oil and gas operator, plugging an oil and gas well can be very, very difficult. You have to be creative, you have to be quick on your feet, and you have to be innovative.
They have been leaders in doing things the right way and properly, and showing guidance to other operators.
Their well sites are all so well done, maintained, operated in urban environments, difficult situations. They've done a wonderful job.
My favorite quote from Doug, and it was the first time I ever met him, was he goes, "I'm a geologist and I turn rocks into dollars." And he's done a very good job over the years, he and Frank both, of turning rocks into dollars.
Both Frank and Doug have dedicated themselves to the industry and pitched in. Frank, obviously, through the Oil and Gas Association, Doug through the Technical Advisory Council.
They embody the spirit of oil and gas exploration in Ohio.
Well, first I wanted to dispel a certain rumor that Frank and I are not twins, and he is my older brother.
Doug is 6 years younger than I am, but by about age 8 and 2, he was already bigger than I was, so I had to be very diplomatic and fast.
As a lot of people know, I've got a twin brother, and it's kind of fun because people will mistake me or mistake him for me, and vice versa. No one has ever made that mistake with Doug and Frank.
We're pretty much opposites.
We kind of divide the company up into the stuff that he does and the stuff that I do, and we don't always agree on everything that we're going to do, but we always defer to the other guy.
We respect each other's areas of expertise and yield to whichever brother's expertise is being called.
Always had the desire to start my own company, but I knew that I didn't have everything that it took. I can do the field work, I can figure out where to drill, but the money and back office stuff were just a skill set that I did not have.
I had a pretty good job at a Fortune 500 company in Canton, our hometown. And I turned him down a couple times.
Finally, in 1988, he thought it was a good idea too, and we were incorporated in 1988.
We drilled our first 3 wells, 3 Clinton straight wells, in 1989.
Frank is a very well-organized individual.
He's very intelligent.
Very astute, hardworking, dedicated.
Specific, articulate, looks at every word, spells everything correctly.
Frank is very meticulous.
I's are dotted, the T's are crossed.
Dots every I, crosses every T.
Dotted every I and crossed every T.
He crosses every T and dots every I.
The average guy turning a wrench in the field doesn't realize that a sharp pencil is every bit as important as a good set of jaws in your wrench.
When it came to approving the minutes of a meeting, we always looked to Frank to make sure nothing was missed.
Frank is the custodian of any errors that are on the minutes.
He's the master of the minutes.
It got to the point where I would just simply cut to the chase and ask Frank if he had any corrections.
I think everybody's eyes look to Frank. If he says thumbs up, then you know it's good.
Frank saw the importance of the Ohio Oil and Gas Association and its committees.
He had an active role at the Board of Trustees for a number of years. He served on the executive committee, and I think for the last 4 or 5 years has been doing the scholarship committee.
He has taken that scholarship program to a whole new level.
He loves the underdog.
Because he's not a yes man, there are sometimes I think when he feels that he didn't go along with the flow and he's at odds with the people that matter, and that's obviously not the case. And I think the people that matter enjoy hearing a different point of view.
I think it motivates him to have a efficient and ethical approach to business.
There's just no doubt that Frank's giving you the straight answer. He doesn't play games. He'll tell you what he thinks.
He is very direct, and that is a quality that most people need.
He's done a good job of looking after my family, myself, and our company, doing what he does, which is a strong back office and making sure that we keep our reputation in good standing.
Doug and I actually met in high school. We were neighbors here in Canton.
Doug's probably one of the greatest friends I have.
In a lot of ways, Doug's a go-to guy. I've called him about different things that I know he has experience with.
He's always been there for me, as I have for him. We're able to talk one-on-one, and sometimes it's not always the answer you want to hear, and that's what I appreciate about him.
He knows more about Section 1509 of the Ohio Revised Code than anybody I know.
Doug's a great golfer.
God bless him. Every time I talk to him, I think he's going to play golf somewhere.
Because of him, I won a long drive contest.
Even though, he does like to go out and play a round of golf, he always has time to take my call and help with me any way he can.
Doug is the chirping bird of optimism.
He's extremely diplomatic.
He's not afraid to tell you what he thinks either way. So if you ask him a question, you're going to get an answer whether you like it or not.
He can understand both sides of an argument and reach a medium point that makes everybody equally unhappy.
Doug has donated a ton of time to the TAC over the years.
He's been appointed and reappointed by both Democratic and Republican governors. His level-headedness has enabled him to go from a member of the TAC to be chairman of the TAC.
Without Doug's leadership on the TAC, this industry would be, in a lot different place than where it is today.
He always represented and protected the Ohio Department of Natural Resources very well. He was very even-handed, and I think everybody from the landowners to the other technical committee members and ODNR all felt he was very fair.
He's very good at dealing with people and can handle just about any situation.
Doug occasionally gets calls in the middle of the night, and he had one from one of our wells in Washington County, Marietta, Ohio. It was an older woman expressing a concern about a fire at the well. And Doug, as we all would do, said, "Oh, well, we heat the oil and the brine to separate them, and that's a heat tube you're saying." And she said, "Well, maybe so, Sonny, but the flames are taller than the trees." I'll be right there.
Having his own business has always been one of his dreams. And I think just the fact that we all believe so much in him, I think that helped.
He does not cut corners, and those who have worked with our company for a long time, they know that.
He has been that example out there of how to conduct business in Ohio.
What also impresses me most about Doug and Frank and their company is the tenure of the people who work there. Their administrative assistant has been there for nearly 30 years and happy about every year she was there.
I feel guilty when I tell people I actually do like my job. They've treated me just like family. All of our kids have grown up together.
We all have witnessed from the beginning how committed both Frank and Doug have been to this business and making it a success.
Doug has the highest respect for Frank. If either one of them needed something, I know Frank would be there for Doug and Doug would be there for Frank.
Doug and I are very much 50-50 brothers, equal, with a lot of respect for each other and love, and that has not been diminished.
You know, they didn't inherit any of this. They started pretty much with nothing other than Doug's, knowledge of geology and oil and gas exploration, and Frank's business mind.
It took the support of our wives, and between the two wives we have 5 children, and they were all pretty young at that time, to leave our good jobs, our good benefit programs, and take basically all the free cash that we had, $7,500 each, and capitalize and form Gonzalez in 1988.
If you watch these guys and you follow them, they're very passionate about everything they do. They go out at 100%, and that is what has made both of them very successful in this industry.
I just think it's the love of the business.
They believe in what they do.
They have worked so hard.
The Gonzalez brothers are exemplify what's really great about the American oil and gas business, because they're authentically independent oil and gas producers.
Frank and Doug both just did a phenomenal job, and really a testament on how to do it right.
Both of them have been advocates for the industry, have been advocates for the association, and the whole community, the whole oil and gas community in Ohio has benefited from all of their efforts.
My dad's a family man. At the end of the day, all the long hours that were put in was to put his 3 daughters through college.
He always had us girls to provide for. We never went without. He made sure that we were well taken care of.
You were there, Dad, every morning to wake Greg and I up, to wrestle us into the shower and onto the school bus, and then you were there at home when the school bus came back at the end of the day. I don't take it for granted.
He's always been supportive of whatever makes us happy.
Like you, I'm a workaholic, and I really cannot express how important it is to see work as an edifying experience. And I'm really grateful that I can take value from the act of working hard, no matter what I'm working on.
I think my favorite memory with my dad was probably when he taught me to drive stick shift, which seemed like impossible for me to learn, and we would just drive in like loops around parking lots until I finally got the hang of it.
One of my favorite stories is we were going on a family trip and we were in a rest stop in West Virginia, and a gentleman coming around the corner stops my dad and says, "Hey Doug, how you doing?"
Seems like everywhere we go he knows somebody or 10 people.
You see a familiar face, they come up and shake your hand, and they have some kind words for you. I can only assume that this is because you treat everyone with the same level of kindness that you taught me to treat people with.
I'm so proud of you, Dad. Truly, nobody deserves this award as much as you do.
Congratulations, Poppy. I love you. Congratulations, Dad. We're very proud of you.
Congratulations, Dad. We love you.
I really cannot imagine a more deserving recipient than you and Uncle Doug.
Congratulations, brother. You deserve it.
Frank, congratulations on receiving the 2017 Oilfield Patriot Award. You're well deserving, and I couldn't be prouder to have you as my brother.
I know that if your mom and dad were here, they would be very, very proud too. So thank you for all you've given to your family and to the industry through the years.
Congratulations, Doug. I love you. You've worked hard, and you really deserve this.
I am so honored to be a part of an association that you gave so much of your time.
Congratulations on receiving this prestigious award.
I've seen a lot of people win the Patriot Award, and none deserve it better than you two.
Wish you all the best, and look forward to continuing working with you guys. Your time is not up yet.
Congratulations on being the recipients of the 2017 Oilfield Patriot Award.
I'm thrilled to be part of the group that gets to congratulate you on receiving the Ohio Oilfield Patriot Award for 2017.
It's been a pleasure working with you over the years, and look forward to working with you in the future. You really deserve this honor.
I congratulate you from the bottom of my heart. You deserve this, and thank you for this wonderful journey that we've been on.
I can't think of two men more deserving. I can only imagine how proud your family is of both of you.
Greg and I are both so proud of you. I'm so inspired by your independence, your entrepreneurial spirit, and your kindness. Congratulations on the award, Dad. You deserve it so much. I only wish I was there to celebrate with you. I love you.
You exemplify what's great about this industry, and you are an American patriot and an oilfield patriot. Thank you for being here.